Now, a life lived on the waters does sound idyllic, a bit like a tale from Wind in the Willows. We shot this next story for last week's program. Remember when we had sun and blue skies? But then national events took over and local stories were moved aside. But we thought you'd still like to know what that teepee is doing floating around on Lake Ginninderra. Jeremy Thompson, aka Mr. Toad, rode out at sunset to meet its maker.
It is late afternoon. Canberra University student Bill Woodbridge is on his way home after classes and work. Not for him the traffic or the cycle path. Bill goes home by boat.
A little bit of a learning curve living on the water.
That's right, Bill lives on the water. Lake Ginninderra, to be precise, in a Native American teepee perched on a raft he built himself. He's been out here for 2 weeks now, a little slice of heaven. So what's it like living out here?
Ah, beautiful. Every morning when I wake up, I just see the ducks swim past, cyclists, canoeists. I can actually paddle just upstream a little bit and pick some fresh blackberries. And it's always just so nice, very relaxing. It's mostly made out of form ply and tech screws, honestly.
And what does it float on?
It floats on 3 large PVC pipes with a barrel at each corner just to give it that extra stability.
So what on earth is this young student of industrial design doing living out here? It's something of a protest. He has a real problem with the privatised Canberra University Village, run for the last 4 years by Campus Living Villages, CLV.
You were basically slapped into a apartment, made to feel like cattle, and would often get charged for things like cleaning and fire alarm charges from burnt toast and the like. They always seem to manage to find another thing to charge you for on top of rent.
The straw that broke the camel's back for Bill was a fine of $350 imposed on him by CLV for accidentally triggering a fire alarm which automatically summoned the fire brigade.
I do believe it's unfair to make students pay that fire alarm charge for, honestly, most of the time, just normal, everyday cooking. In fact, the time I set off the fire alarm charge, there was nothing I could do to stop the fire department coming out. There was nothing I could do to let anyone know that it was okay. So all I did was sat down and eat the food that just cost me $350 and wait for the fire department to come. There really was no leeway with it at all.
Pretty hard to get your hands on $350 as a student, I guess.
Oh, without a doubt, it's enough to feed you for a very long time as a student, that sort of money.
And CLV concedes Bill is right. There is no way of cancelling the fire alarm, so burning toast can and does cost big money. CLV says they're merely recovering the charge imposed on them by the fire authorities. And furthermore, CLV's marketing director Bridget Martin told 730,
"No one has to live with us. They can go elsewhere and pay market rates."
That is the exact attitude that they take towards everything at CLV. If you don't like what we're doing, go somewhere else.
Well, Bill didn't like what they were doing and went somewhere else. But there's an elephant in the teepee. Living on the raft in the middle of one of Canberra's lakes is not, well, strictly legal. While his is a non-polluting craft and waste is left or taken ashore, Canberra's Department of Environmental Sustainability has taken a dim view of Bill's new living arrangements.
They've told me that they don't want me on here. They haven't given me formal notice to leave yet, though.
How long do you think you'll be allowed to stay out here?
Oh, I'm fairly sure I've already overstayed my welcome. I'm not sure, honestly.
But he's sure of one thing. This is his home, and this is where he wants to stay.
Because it's a very nice structure to live in. Very good airflow, very warm, beautiful. And honestly, it was an alternative to doing what a lot of students and people have done before, which is living out the back of their cars, squatting in parks, or having to run away from rangers in the national parks.
And more student accommodation was made available this week. It'll house more than 200 students, but we don't think Bill will be one of them. And he's been given his rowing orders to leave the lake by March the 9th. He has applied, though, for a stay of execution.